What up, peeps and peepettes? MorbTron back today with more Warframe, and today we're talking about the one, the only, Inaros. So if you're like me, when you started out the game, you watched YouTube videos, and all the YouTube videos that say which frames are really good say that Inaros is really good. So, if you're also like me, you said, ooh, I want the shiny, and you spent some platinum, and then didn't know how to use them. Well, this video is for you if you are that person. This is a Inaros no Forma build. Let's get right into it. This is the current no Forma build that I'm using. As you see, I have no Forma used on him. This is his layout as far as polarities go right out of the box. So right out of the box, he already has a decent amount of polarities on him, which you can take advantage of, especially with this build. Now, you are able to move some things around if you want to. You are able to, for instance, if you want to swap out armor agility instead of steel fiber, you lose a little bit of armor, but you are faster then, pretty darn fast. Or if you wanted to, you can get rid of rush and use something like where'd you go? Like a fully upgraded Thieves' Wit. If you're using Inaros to farm solo, you don't want to make sure you don't miss anything. You can use that. Personally, I don't use Thieves' Wit. I just have vacuum, and I just run around everywhere. But we're going to switch that back out to steel fiber for the armor. But yeah, I'm using, Intensify and Power Drift. I don't have Power Drift in that slot just because it doesn't match the polarity. So sue me. I'm using Continuity and Continuity, Flow, and Stretch. And the most important mod on Inaros, if you want to use him solo or just at all, really, is you need a way to convert damage you take into energy. I'm using Hunter's Adrenaline because that's a mod that I have for it. I know that there are others out there that do the same thing. I've been told that Hunter's Adrenaline is the better of them anyway, so sure, why not? But yeah, it's a pretty good mod. Get your hands on one of these if you don't have one. Especially if you want to use like Inaros or Nidus, things of that nature, or even Oberon. But I am using no mods that increase efficiency with this build, mixing Hunter's Adrenaline with Inaros, and being able to balance out your Scarab armor stacks with the level of enemies that you're facing off with means basically you have no energy issues. My cat is going absolutely nuts in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, you can kind of see what it does to his abilities here. So we'll go stats without mods. His radius is pretty low. I do have a range mod, which does increase, the efficiency of pretty much every single one of his abilities. The duration on them is all good. You have a good range. If you're in a group, the heal radius is increased by quite a bit on Scarab Swarm, which is always nice. Scarab Swarm, it heals you for a ton. And it's able to heal up your allies as well. So, it's good stuff. It's a good CC, it's a good heal. All you gotta do is, if you are trying to heal yourself up, is that you gotta hope that nobody just runs through and just slaughters everything that you have Scarab Swarmed if you're trying to get a heal off of them, but there's always Devour for that as well. Not really going to go in depth on how the abilities work. There are other videos out there for that. This is just for this build. Now, I will say that Inaros is a very weapon-heavy frame. You're going to need to bring some good weapons with you. My personal favorite melee weapon at this very moment is Legions. That's what I'm bringing with me. However, Inaros does work really well with weapons that have a high finishing damage ability on them, like dual daggers, certain swords, things of that nature. Because if you pocket sand somebody, you're able to do your finisher immediately, which usually does fatal damage. But, like I said, I like Legion, so I'm using Legion here. I'm also using the Amprex, which is a 2 Forma build. I did do a no Forma build on the Amprex. Works almost just as well as this build. Amprex is an amazing weapon. So if you're interested in that to pair up with this build, that was a couple days ago. You just have to search it or just go back a couple days of uploads and you'll see it. Pretty easy to find. Anyway, we're going to take this Inaros build into a solo survival mission like we always do, and we'll see how he does. Alright, so we're back. We're at the 15-minute mark. We're going to go till 20 minutes. Now, I originally did try to do a starting at 20 to go to 25. However, if you see what my life support is at in this mission, like, these enemies just are not dropping personal life support modules. So it's been... I actually couldn't continue. Not that I was taking too much damage to continue on going from 20 to 25. But I ran out of life support, because enemies just aren't spawning that quickly. For whatever reason. Like, I'm staying in areas and going through choke points and stuff, and they're just not spawning. When they do spawn, though, you can kill a bunch of them at a time, and you're not really in any sort of danger. You'll see I have in the top right corner 100% Scarab armor. When I get a large group of enemies together... Honestly, right now this is like the average enemy group size. It's kinda bad. So we're using our 4. We're keeping our Scarab armor up as much as possible. Let's go grab this life support here before it drops down to 0%, which happens faster than you'd think. Or now we're at least at 41. Using pocket sand again. I'm using my melee weapon. I haven't really used anything else. Just being able to use the finishers constantly is really, really powerful. You come up upon a group of enemies, you just pocket sand them, you finish them, you move on. And the finisher for Legion is actually not that bad, especially with the stance mod that I have for it. So it's able to pretty much knock out anything right away. The only thing I've had any problems with are like knocks and, well, not even really problems, just I'm not able to one-shot them. Inaros, super powerful. Just being able to use a finisher on something right away is ridiculous. And like, oh, you're not shooting at me, and finisher, finisher, and finisher, and they're done. If there's large groups of enemies, you know, you just pocket sand them, and then, like, slide kill them. If you get low on health, you know, like with this napalm here, like, oh, I really want to pet napalm, right? So I'm going to heal myself with 2, and I'm also now going to have a pet napalm. Pocket sand also heals you for a tiny bit, which can be kind of convenient. But it's not a whole lot. You know what? I want my own Leech Eximus. This is going to take me a while to drain all the health out of this Leech Eximus. It is level 47, but I'm invincible while I'm doing this. So if you're ever in a spot where you're just trying to get extra time out of a survival mission or anything like that, all you got to do is hit 2 and then hold X on them, and you're good to go. And you know what? Now I want a butcher. So I'm gonna take one of those. Let's pocket sand those guys. And I'm not worried about running out of energy at all. The second I take any damage, it's gonna get full again. But the one thing I do have to watch though is we're at 35, 37%, pretty soon 35 life support. Which is like the one thing that's been like the most difficult, because the enemies just, for one, aren't spawning in the numbers that you get in like a infestation survival mission, and enemies that are dropping are not spawning personal life support modules. So
that should keep you going for a while. Another life support capsule is now
this is the most dire situation I've been in with these. With enemies just not spawning. When they do spawn, though, you know, for one, they're not dropping personal life support modules, and 2, like, this is just not difficult with Inaros. It's just not. And we're just gonna 4 everything. We're gonna heal up a ton. And, let's tornado. Why not? So we're going to suck everything up that's in our 4.
The longer you fight, the more successful you will be.
There we go. So there was that. Really good ability. Really good move. Again. And let's do it again. Let's just suck everything up. And then if they die, while in my tornado here, while they still have Scarab Swarm on them, they become sand people. And I get them as pets. So, insanely useful. Insanely useful.
Get ready for a capsule.
But we are at the 20-minute mark, so we're going to make our way to extraction. We could make our way over to that other life support. Not super worried about it, though. I mean, this stuff is, it's easy. If I had, like, let's switch to the Amphrix here, and then let's just, it's 2, and then, oh, you're dead.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
You have a strong corrosive weapon, and you're going to not only take no damage, but do all of the damage right back to him. It is insane what you're able to do as Inaros. And there we go. That is the end of that. I was going to try to go from a 20 to 25, but you guys kind of saw there how dire of a situation I was getting into with life support. Maybe we'll have to try an infested one next time. This is like the highest level survival mission I have easy access to. I can of course get onto the derelict survival, but I have to craft a key for that every time that I do one of these, and I'm still kind of early into the game, so it's super expensive for me to do that every single time I make a video. But that is going to be the end of this episode. If you liked the build, hit that like button. I know I bought Inaros with Platinum. It's a dirty Inaros. I still don't know if that's frowned upon within the community or not. But, like I said in my other videos, I see a shiny, I want a shiny, I spend things to get the shiny. It's a problem of mine, I'm sorry. You're going to have to deal with it. But if you have any suggestions on any other no Forma builds you want me to do for like early to mid-game players, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you have anything else to say, you can also do that in the comment section. Do not forget to have a good day, everybody, and I'll catch you all next time.